In this week's episode, we're going to be talking about
A 9-year-old uni student.
penis fish,
Christmas parties gone wrong.
a blind bisexual goose,
A San Fransisco shit debacle.
and Porn Hub statistics of 2019. Enjoy. Hello and welcome to Celts in the Caribbean. Happy New Year from Bon Air. From
Happy New
Alan,
Year.
And to the
Ewan.
right of me, we have Ewan. Happy New Year, mate.
Happy
Did you have
New
a
Year
good
to you.
one?
I had a brilliant one.
All right.
Yeah.
I hope everybody listening also had a good one. If you hear a few bangs in the background, Bon Air kind of like Scotland. In Scotland we have Hogmanay. They like to just keep on going, keep on partying. And they will sell fireworks to anyone and everyone. So you might hear a few explosions in the background. Not to worry, it's not World War III, although that's maybe not too far away. It's just a few fireworks. Did you have you had a good Christmas?
I had a great Christmas.
Any Irish traditions that you upheld here in Bon Air, other than just getting fucked up?
Well, you took that out of it. No, absolutely no Irish traditions that we upheld. No, we didn't.
I did one the other night. So we do first footing. You heard of that?
No.
So in Scotland, traditionally, the first person that visits your house after the New Year's, after the bells, brings. So I brought a bit of. I couldn't find any coal, so I got a bit of charcoal. So that warms your house for the coming year. A coin, so you've got financial prosperity. Some shortbread. I just brought a biscuit, like a wee cookie. Couldn't find any shortbread.
You really cheaped
feeding.
out on this fucking tradition.
I only brought a 25 cents coin as well, and I asked for it back.
Where did you do this at?
Brought. So you bring a drink as well. So I brought a wee bottle of whiskey as
Nice.
well for libations.
But you didn't do it at your own house, did you?
No,
Okay,
but
that's good.
I think
like you brought yourself.
I think by the letter of the law, you're meant to do it like. I don't know if this is true, but you're meant to do it like straight after the bells. Because I remember as a kid, my parents would send me outside before midnight
to get the coal.
But it might have just been because they thought I was a dickhead, and you actually have to spend the bells outside.
I don't want to get into it, but
and then you have to come in like
maybe
just
it was
as
because your mum and dad didn't want you to see them kissing.
Oh.
They're like, just go outside and get the coal.
That's probably why my sister's so messed up.
She stayed inside. Oh god.
Yeah, and you knock 3 times, and then you
exactly
give your gifts.
All of these things point towards. Anyway.
Yeah, but I did look at our Celtish brothers down in Wales, and they have a pretty disturbing Christmas tradition. If we've got any Welshmen or Welsh ladies listening and you want to confirm this, but it's I'll pronounce this wrong, but the tradition of Mari Lwyd. It's Lwyd. So apparently, a horse skull comes and visits your home and sings rhymes outside your door on Christmas Day. Here's a picture of Mari Lwyd.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is terrifying. Where did the tradition come from? Or
I don't know where it came from, but so somebody's written under here. So the person inside the house needs to sing back with excuses why Lwyd can't come in.
Because you're a fucking horse who's dead.
And it goes back, and it keeps going back and forth until somebody gives up. If the person in the house can't respond, then the horse's skull comes in and gets to raid your pantry and drink all your beer.
No way.
So you probably want to win that rhyme off with a horse's head.
Does it have to be a rhyme?
It says rhymes, but yeah.
Oh, that's
so essentially you're rap battling a horse's skeleton in order not to have all your beer drunk.
We could be looking at one of the first rap battles known to man.
Yeah, that's maybe where it comes from. I don't know why it's a horse's head. Shouldn't it be I was going to say dinosaur skull, but already talking nonsense. We're only 4 minutes in.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, but so if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. So what we're going to do is everything we try to talk about, we talk about like the feel-good, funny headlines that we found in the last couple of weeks. And everything should be true. So we go to pretty respectable news sources like the BBC, New York Times. It's been a tough one, but we try and wade through all the bad stuff that's happening, because I'm sure everybody's following stuff on the news. And we're just trying to find stuff that'll make you giggle. I did have a couple of comments over the Christmas break that apparently a quite common theme in our podcast is testicles. And that I seem to. Okay. If you go through all the.
Well, tonight's not going to get any better.
It's not going to get any better. And,
I have 1, 2, 3. No, just one. I've got. One, I think.
I don't have any this week that's like focuses on testicles, but I do have something to look forward to later on. Porn Hub review of 2019, which is also quite a common theme. But I don't think we've spoken about Porn Hub for a couple of months. It was,
no. We tried to.
It was it was my New Year's resolution to speak about it more on the podcast.
Good for you.
Yeah. So there we go. So
Embrace
I've got an entire review of 2019.
Don't tuck it away.
To come ahead. So let's kick it off. I've got a pretty good one to kick off, unless you want to like kick down the door 2020 and start with
something. For it.
Okay, it's a Florida man, so you always know it's going to be good. Actually, it's a Florida couple, so maybe 2020 is the year of the Florida couple. I mean, this year, even on day 2, we already had the Pope slap somebody. So I don't know. This year is going to be class, I think. I
have not seen this
for news.
Was he disrespecting him?
It was a lady
disrespecting my lady.
A lady was, I think, pulling the Pope towards her to, like, just I guess embrace him or something, and he just
to kiss his ring,
bitch slapped that upside the head. I think it was probably a little tap on the hand, but let's not get the facts in the way. No, we do let the facts get in the way. This is all factually close inaccurate. To being close. It's probably factually accurate. Yeah. But yeah, find us on Facebook. We post all of our news on there, and send us anything that we've got wrong. But okay, so Florida couple. They were arrested for selling tickets to heaven. So a Florida couple. This is from actually from a written newspaper.
How much are
not
they going
online? $99.99. Okay, I don't know when this story's from, so it might be an older story. But the best thing about this story
have a package for the two, or?
No, just per ticket. And they were meant to be made from solid gold. Hold on to something for these quotes, though, mate. This is from Tito Watts. This is his police statement. I do not care what the police say. The tickets are solid gold, and it was Jesus who gave them to me behind the KFC, and he told me to sell them so I could get me some money to go to outer space. I met an alien named Stevie. Stevie said if I got the cash together, we would take me and my wife on a flying saucer to his planet that is made entirely of drugs. You should arrest Jesus because he's the one that gave me the golden tickets. I'm willing to wear a wire and set Jesus up.
I think you'd have more luck on a GoFundMe page.
Oh, we're starting up 2020 with a classic. I don't know how old this one is, but it just came up in my newsfeed.
That is ridiculous.
Oh, but Amanda has something to say as well.
What did you say, Amanda?
Amanda's she is pumped. Wait, before I go into Amanda's statement, how much in cash do you reckon they confiscated off them? So it's essentially $100 a ticket. How much?
1,500.
They had 10 grand on them.
Oh, fuck off. People are idiots.
So 10 grand. It doesn't say if that was all from tickets to heaven, but 10 grand in cash, drug paraphernalia, shock.
Of course.
And a baby alligator. So,
why is there always a fucking baby alligator?
Because it's Florida. They release them and then they just replace it with another one. Okay, so Amanda Watts pipes in. This is her police statement. We just wanted to leave Earth and go to space and do drugs. I did not do anything wrong. Tito sold the golden tickets to heaven. I just watched. So fucking snitches get stitches, Amanda.
Yeah.
Selling out your hubby. But yeah, so...
You're you're not going to get into heaven with an attitude like that.
Well, good luck to them to finding their cash in maybe a legal way.
My friend set up a death certificate for an entrance into the afterlife. He also lives in Florida, and it was guaranteed afterlife.
Oh, like something you download, print off, and like
yeah, exactly.
give it as a silly gift.
He was selling it as like $15 a pop, and it was no matter your denomination, if you bought this certificate, it was like an insurance that you could get into heaven. Oh, nice. So it was. He asked me to do the artwork for it. I don't know where that came from, but yeah. So it was like,
he selling them in order to make cash to go to fly off in a flying saucer to go to a
he
planet
wasn't.
made
He
of
was
drugs?
just like, people are really fucking stupid, and I'm gonna have an afterlife insurance policy, and I'm gonna sell it.
That's brilliant. But I'm guilty of spending money on stupid shit. Like he's like, oh, when you're like 18 or a teenager,
But $15 seems a lot more reasonable than $100, or sorry, $99.99.
But I don't see. It doesn't say if these tickets were actual gold. So I think if they're selling actual gold ticket or gold flake tickets,
This guy
Jesus gave them to him.
Yeah, Jesus visited this guy in a KFC parking lot.
Yeah, it's worth way more than $100.
And you're telling me you think that this guy is printing it on gold?
I think it's more likely.
More
likely Jesus was in there.
Yeah, exactly. Oh
but,
my god.
Yeah, no. Have you never bought? Buy a star that you can name and give to your loved one. And I think I bought like a square foot of land for my dad for Christmas one year when I was like, so you can become a laird. And it's like, and they're like $20, which is essentially just a certificate.
Yeah.
And so I have been one of those mugs. I have yet to get a ticket to heaven. I'm past that. I think even if I had a ticket, the bouncer would be like,
I'm still fucked.
No.
Yeah, sorry. You're not wearing
mate.
Dress shoes. Get
Not
out.
tonight. Not tonight.
Not with flip flops, buddy. I was going to start with some underage news. I've got a couple of these this evening. A 9-year-old quits university because he cannot be the youngest person to graduate with a degree. So his parents pulled him out of uni because university in the Netherlands, University Eindhoven, were setting their exams at a specific point where he would already be 10. So then he wouldn't be able to be the youngest person to receive a bachelor's or a degree.
I saw this, and he was pushing him to do it early, but he'd only done like 3/4 of the course or whatever.
Exactly.
It sounds like the parents are
terrible people.
Oh
my god.
I think it's the parents that have thrown the toys out of the pram and taken him out of university just so. But like, he's not going to get this accolade.
The story itself, like, is really, it's really about, how he couldn't do it. But this is a university degree, right? So that means that this kid would have had to start at the age of 5 or 6 to be finishing his degree at 9. Isn't that not the case? It was an electrical engineering degree. So there's no way that it's going to be like a 1-year degree. Like, so this kid had started really, really early. It's absurd, no?
Yeah, I guess it's like in the States where you get pushed for the kids to do the pageants, or you get pushed to, like, you're living vicariously through your kids, and it just doesn't sound like they have this kid's best interests at heart. Obviously they want him to get a good education, but the fact that they're pushing them so hard and pulling them out because
their success
not
is measured in a Guinness Book of Records.
Yeah,
it's really bizarre, and the actual headline is kind of like, the kid quits, but when you read the story, it's like, no, the father pulled him out of college because he wasn't going to get this accolade.
Yeah.
And how can you do 3/4 of a course and then get pulled out of it? That's just bullshit. No,
I don't think this kid's going to grow up to be an adult
person
you want to go to have a beer with.
No.
Do you have his name written down there?
No, I do not. No, and probably it's a good thing. It's like
poor little guy.
Calling out a 9-year-old online.
No, yeah, I feel bad. Like, Maybe we can get him on the show. He can come and have a couple of beers with us if he's at uni. He'll be like...
Well, he is from Belgium, so I mean,
yeah.
what is the legal drinking age? Like 11 or something?
I think maybe 12. I think
Sorry
12,
to anyone from
12
Belgium.
or...
I'm just taking the piss.
Well, I think Dutch is 14, no?
16, I think you can drink beers. Yeah. I was going to talk about another one, and that is the highest earning YouTuber of last year.
One down as well. Mr. Ryan.
Mr. Ryan. Ryan's World. He comes in at 26 million that he made last year reviewing toys.
Our YouTube channel, I think, in comparison, made, I think, a little less. We didn't make the 26 million this year.
I think we lost money on it.
I think we did lose money. Yeah. So good on you, Ryan. You're
good on you.
Fucking crushing
but
us,
behind
man.
that, surely there's a couple of parents who are totally pushing this as well.
I am more than happy to change Celts in the Caribbean to where we review toys.
Yeah, exactly. Easily.
Yeah. We'll maybe just switch it up, and this time next year, Rodney, we'll be millionaires.
Yes. I'm with you. Reviewing gadgets and whatnot. I would probably need to be more on the point with that.
So me and Yunan spent Christmas Eve together. So we, not sexually, but we had a burrito party, and I brought along a game called Throw Your Burrito, and it's actually been nominated for Game of the Year.
No way.
Yeah, so I do have quite an eye for upcoming new games. You do. So
look at you. It actually is a great game, and I had clearly got up and wandered off whenever you explained this to everyone that you had bought into this Kickstarter, and then I came back and everyone was like, "Oh, you're such a great entrepreneur, Alan."
Oh yeah.
And then I just thought
I don't get any money from the sales. I just put my name on a microfilm, and I do apologize for smashing you in the face with the burrito.
It's okay.
It was
pretty much every other person who played the game that evening smashed me in the face with a burrito.
But it wasn't even your... Oh, I don't know if you can hear in the backgrounds. We've got a little firework display going off.
Yeah, it's in the green zone, I think, tonight.
In the green zone. All right. What else have we got? I got a quickie. Just, you see, music... I was actually listening to a bit of Meatloaf today, and I forgot how amazing Meatloaf was.
Yeah.
Just... rocking out to I'll Do Anything for Love on the new, what is it, Classic Hits FM, which is new to Bon Air, very exciting.
Okay.
But
we have
Meatloaf,
differing opinions.
Meatloaf has gone vegan. Yeah, but at least your CD player works, so you have options. I've only got the 3 other radio stations.
What is it? What's he going to call himself now? He surely can't call himself Meatloaf.
He's refusing to rename himself. He's keeping... I think he's kind of probably irrelevant now, so if he changed his name, nobody would know who Veggie Loaf is.
Quinoa, formerly known as Meatloaf.
Yeah, or it might, rocket him to #1. Who was #1? Who was Christmas #1 in the UK?
Lad Baby.
Fuck off, was it?
Again, yeah.
He did it again with the sausage roll. So
another sausage roll. So I fucking sent it to you. I was going through my messages there, and I was like, "Oh, I sent you the Christmas #1."
Okay, I have to be very careful with what I open from you.
Yeah,
it can be dangerous.
This year was another sausage roll song, and this year it was "I Love Sausage Rolls." Put another one in the oven, baby.
What was last year's one? Do you remember?
God gives. What is it? Rock. It's like rock and roll.
Because we used to sing one in Byron Bay, and it was an ACD. It's a long way to the shops if you want a sausage roll.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah, that is good. And if Lad Baby steals that, he's probably listening.
Actually,
I'm okay with it. Just give our portion to charity.
Actually, this year he was just like, I don't know how much. I don't know how many more sausage roll songs I have left in me.
Well, that one for sure. If he's not like, he should just go for how many consecutive Christmas #1s about sausage rolls you can get.
Yeah,
because it's definitely like we can sit down in the future with the next generation and sing them Christmas songs. Because a few years ago it Rage Against the Machine was Christmas number one. I want to sit down and be like, okay, little Timmy, I'm going to sing you one of our golden oldies. And it's like, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
Was it actually that there was Christmas number one?
Yeah, it was when there was that big backlash against, because there'd been so many consecutive number ones that had been like X Factor and American Idol, and they'd just been like rotating them out like a factory for Christmas number one. So there's a big online push to get Rage as Christmas number one, and it worked. So it was good. And then the following year, the one that didn't work, it was like they wanted to do the Family Guy. I don't know who sings it, but everybody's heard about the bird.
Bird,
I'm not
bird.
I'm not going to sing that one. Nobody wants to hear me sing. Everybody's probably switched off. We're only 20 minutes in, and they're like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Well, I saw it on Graham Norton that Michael Bublé has been had the number one album in Australia for the last 7 years, which is coming to Christmas time. So that is like a misleading way to put it. A Christmas number one album each year for 7 years has been Michael Bublé.
Ah, okay.
Supposedly. And
is it the same album? Like,
it's the same
kind of
fucking
like,
album, man.
Yeah, I can see that. Like, Noddy Holden and Slade comes up every year, and it's like, okay, pushes their, and Mariah Carey pushes their way up the
She
charts.
had her first number one with that this year.
Oh, yeah. Well, wait, number one what? Album?
No, so Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas, was her first number one for that song, came this year, and it's like 20 years after it was released.
I think it's because they're now including, like, I think it's 100 downloads makes a sale of a song. Or not 100 streams. So yeah. I would never buy Mariah Carey, but for sure I'm going to listen to Mariah Carey on Christmas Day. So that's probably why that's helping her out a little bit, for sure.
It's up there with the Queen's speech.
Yeah. Queen's speech. Did you hear about the thousands of penis-shaped fish that washed ashore?
We're not talking about balls this evening. We're talking about cocks.
Speaking of the Queen. Yeah, I don't have any balls, but I've got penis fish. They were washed ashore in Drake's Beach, California. Literally thousands of them.
Yum.
You didn't see this was everywhere.
I did see it, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so I don't need to show you a picture.
I didn't want to click.
Just
on
imagine a penis and then
in case it
fish. Yeah.
Saved to my cookies.
So they're called fat innkeeper worms. They were 10 inches long. Looked a lot bigger than that to me, but
ironic. That's what I call mine.
And they can live up to 25 years old. Mine's called Little Wallace, and and they feed on plankton. But
definitely not as much of a nativity theme as an innkeeper worm, but
oh yes, I didn't even think it should have been in our Christmas special.
Sorry,
I missed the trick there.
I said nativity, so we're still on Christmas.
Still on Christmas.
I'm going to talk about an Irish Christmas party that.
Is this the one you showed me the video for?
It is the one I showed you the video for.
Amazing.
It is the Christmas party that we all wanted to go to, but secretly, maybe not secretly, openly, never wanted to.
I don't know what that means, but yes.
Well, it was a little out there, and you go, yeah, that's fucking great. But then
it looks. I think if you were there, you probably had the best night of your life.
I think so.
Remember very, very little of it.
Yeah,
so you didn't describe this party.
This was the Striker Christmas party in Cork, Ireland.
Striker, like the so was it a football team or
no? They're this global company that makes medical devices.
All right. Well, so, by the looks of it, somebody's going to need some medical devices after this party.
So after this party, this is the stats. There were 7 people sacked.
Brilliant.
20 people suspended.
Oh shit! I read about this party, but I did not. Okay, I didn't realize
20
that.
people suspended.
Yeah.
One of the managers was done for doing the helicopter on the dance floor.
Amazing.
One staff member was giving fellatio under the dinner table.
Brilliant.
Supervisors, oh god, this is terrible. One supervisor was getting spit roasted in the toilet.
This sounds very different from our Christmas party.
Yeah, oh my god, I've never been to a party like this. But one supervisor, one employee supposedly attempted suicide after a video went viral that was accidentally sent to a group app, which was of her also in a sex act. So all of this happened one evening at a Christmas party. Not to mention the copious amounts of cocaine that was being used. The people who were there were saying it was like a winter wonderland in the toilets.
Right. I'm gonna roll the dice on the table and say this was probably the sales team of this company.
So I've tried to, because a story like this doesn't hit like the BBC or Irish Times or something. It's like it's on Reddit. You know, it's like a bunch of forums talking about this crazy shenanigans that went on, and so I tried to like look it up and see if there was like a reputable news source that actually covered it as well, and there wasn't. But if you put in Striker Cork, now I don't know if you own a company or not, but I'm pretty sure you don't want your first 5 hits on Google to come up Striker Christmas party. How many people were sacked? It's crazy, man.
But I've never heard of them, and now I have. So you know.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I'm going to get all my orthopedic devices from.
Exactly. I'll remember that when I'm in need. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have a slightly. We'll try and put that video up on YouTube.
No, yeah. Without getting censored.
I think I've made. You have to just say now that it's not for children, so you should. I did have a look at our stats. We've got listeners from all over the world. I think our biggest is like the States and Australia. So, yeah, I don't want to do an Australian impression, and everybody will switch off and be like, "Fuck this guy."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sixth one. There's a man died. This one was coming from, I want to say Nairobi, but I'm probably wrong. During a sex competition, he finished the seventh. He managed to finish the seventh round. He bet
of a sex competition.
Yeah,
there's a competition for that stuff.
It sounds very unofficial. Like it was.
Would this be called an orgy, Alan?
No, it was just 2 people involved, but it was him and a girl had an argument in a bar about who could have the most sex.
Okay.
Sounds like a classic pickup line, like just nagging her, and so they ended up having going 7 rounds, and this guy just flat out died while finishing the act.
No way.
He got 7th round. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't even in his teens. That's all I have to say.
Well,
about
he completely lost.
Yeah, I mean, well, did he?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, he's dead now, so yeah, he lost.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm pretty sure that's definitive.
All right, I think it is time for some Porn Hub statistics of 2019. I'm going to have to look these up. I'm ready.
Go for it.
I lied. I'm not ready. Where's it going?
Throw some stats at me.
Okay. How many visits? Let's make it a little bit of a competition.
Okay, like a sex competition.
Let's see if you can make it to the 8th round. How many visits to Pornhub in 2019? So this is just 1 year.
100 million.
42 billion.
Jesus.
Okay, so I'm just going to go through because this is all gold. Pornhub every year release all their kind of stats of what all you guys have been up to,
and the members info and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
in case you want to
I've
find
got
out
all your
who
email addresses on here for sure. Things like there was 6,597 petabytes of data transferred. That's 18,000 terabytes a day. That seems like a lot of porn. I've never even heard of a petabyte before.
I actually thought that was like a specific genre until you said it was. Yeah.
For every minute on Pornhub, there's 11,000 hours of porn watched. Imagine if you guys just stopped wanking, and
the world would be a better place. Is
if
that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, 11,000 hours of community service, we could get a lot done, and that's only 1 minute.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure community service doesn't allow you to jerk off on the side of the road.
Well, you've got 2 hands, mate. One for picking up trash.
One for trash. Yeah. great.
So 11,000 hours watched, only 29 video comments. So people aren't commenting too much on the...
29 comments, and there's like a billion something, 48 billion.
This is per minute. 29 comments per minute.
Wow. People actually comment. That is...
77,000 searches.
And do they do that before or after they jizz on their hands?
Well, it goes into how long people spend. So, like, that 11,000 hours, that's 219,000 video views. So, I don't know what that divides into. Okay, you want to know the top searches for 2019? Or, no, these are the searches that define 2019. So...
Go for it. Surprise me.
Well, number 1 is amateur. So, we're number 2, alien, defined it. So I guess that's from something we discussed a couple of times. Not alien porn, but probably the Area 52 thing. So people are putting that in. Bella Delphine, remember we talked about her selling her bathwater?
Yeah.
So she comes in there. Cosplay.
Jesus.
Apex Legends comes in there. It's a computer game. So I don't really understand that one. So I'm assuming
and these
that's
are
some kind of
like
cosplay
above
thing.
Just straight up porn. Like people
These are
view
what people
alien porn above
So
anal.
these are I think the searches that define it. So I think these are the things that there's a lot of people searching for, but aren't the tops, but are just a little bit strange.
Yeah, they're definitely a little bit strange.
Yeah, the most searched terms in 2019, up from number 4, Japanese was the number 1 most searched for term of 2019.
Jesus.
Everything else is, well, I mean, Korean is like...
You didn't have to go very far there for a different genre.
Yeah, they're all pretty similar. Stepmom is dropping down the rankings, thank goodness. But yeah, there's nothing. This is all like kind of like anal and like threesomes, blah blah blah. Public, gangbangs. Yeah, cartoon. It's up there in the top 20. People.
Wow.
BBC. I don't. Oh wait, never mind.
What does that mean?
I
Is
just worked
BBC
it
involved
out.
in this too?
Yeah. I think. Well, no. I'll tell you off. There is JOI. I don't know what that one is.
Should we look it up in the Urban Dictionary?
Sure, you look it up. I'll do some more, and then propping it up comes squirt, which I think is kind of cute. I'm assuming people are just wanting to see the little turtle off of Finding Nemo. I assume that's a harmless one, so that's nice. Everyone wants it. Most
Jack off instruction.
Ah, okay, there we go.
Wow. That's a thing?
Yeah, who knows? Most search for celebrities. Bella Delphine comes in there like at number 1 at 31 million searches.
Oh my word.
Kim Kardashian is half that. Who are some of the people I've not heard of? Lena the Plug. She comes in for... Can only
lean on the plug.
Can only imagine. Selena Gomez comes in there. Miley Cyrus.
Why
SSS Sniper Wolf. This says social media, so I guess she's a YouTuber.
Selena Gomez done a porno?
I think it's people just maybe... Have you seen PewDiePie's in here? People are searching... 1.6 million of you search PewDiePie. He's a YouTuber. He's like up top there. This is number 1.
He's not as good as that... I will not say...
You're also... 1.1 million of you are searching Neymar.
No way.
Yeah. Who knew?
Did it say when I searched that? Or?
It's up 4,500% from last year. So I'm guessing, like, there is technology now where you can change, like, you can do face swaps. So you're like people, like a regular porn actress is doing a show or whatever you call it, and then they can switch it.
Show.
So I don't know. Maybe somebody's switched it with Neymar. Paris Hilton's still in there. I haven't heard her doing anything for years.
No.
Yeah.
One Night in Paris.
One Night in Paris. And most search for 13 million of you search for Avengers. Harlequin, I get that one. Teen Titans, don't even know what that is.
I don't understand these searches.
Incredibles comes in at number 4. Isn't that a cartoon?
It's weird, but yeah, the lady is quite voluptuous and stretchy.
Family Guy, Star Wars, Simpsons. Man, you guys. Scooby-Doo propping up there. 762,000 searches.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
The word has gone to fuck, man.
Game of Thrones isn't in there. I don't even know. We did a
You don't
big
even need to search. You just go to like minute 32 of episode 4.
Yeah, but we thoroughly discussed Game of Bones, so I would have thought everybody would have then and gone and searched that afterwards. Harry Potter? Jesus, what? Toy Story? You guys are fucked up. Messed. Not judging. Sorry. Lots of video game searches. Zelda was the most searched for video game character of the year. 5.5 million. Is Zelda sexy? Is Zelda not like a little elf dude?
He is.
Right.
But
Lara Croft, number 2. I get.
Is pretty hot.
Zelda, confusing. Chun-Li comes in there.
It's still a bit weird, though, no?
Yeah. Yeah, some weird ones in here. Pikachu, 900,000 searches.
Why don't you get
sexy Pikachu?
Why don't you get undressed in front of a Pokemon? He might Pikachu. Hey.
Boom. There we go.
That is some good old, good-hearted humor in amongst all this.
Yeah.
Disgracefulness.
I think what else? United States, you guys are crushing it when it comes to countries by traffic.
You are crushing the nuts,
Although,
US.
I'm assuming this is like not percentage of capita, because the United Kingdom coming in number 3, like behind Japan, and we've got
and these are searches or just countries that
it just says amount of traffic.
Yeah.
So yeah, good on you. Sweden coming in, propping it up at the bottom there. Time spent per visit. Thailand rocking up at number 1. You guys
2 minutes and 44 seconds.
No, 11 minutes and 21 seconds. You guys enjoyed the storyline.
They watched the whole production.
Yeah, Thailand, Philippines, and Netherlands, the top 3.
Yeah, they're the connoisseurs, really, though.
Yeah, they really like to find out
what happened to her plumbing.
Yeah, did it get fixed in the end?
That plumber,
this whole thing.
He wasn't even using contact cement. Oh, what a rookie!
Oh, this one's good. So the time spent by age, between the 18s to 24-year-olds are over a minute less than everybody else. So that makes sense. 65 plus is over 2 minutes longer than everybody else.
Yeah, those extra 2 minutes is to get the erection, isn't it?
Yeah, once you've popped that blue pill, I don't know how long it takes to...
It does take a little bit of time to work.
Favorite times to watch porn. This really goes in the world's most viewed categories. The whole continent of America. I'm talking North, Central, South. Just loving their lesbian porn.
Really?
Yeah, and Australia. Oh, and the UK. So that seems to be... Lesbian is just...
Should be right, mate.
Yeah, and the rest is kind of as you'd expect. I'm not gonna go
as you'd
into
expect. None of this is as I expected. I didn't expect Zelda or The Incredibles in there, so...
Yeah. Most viewed categories by gender. Oh, it's just gold. I recommend going in and downloading some of this and just delving in to see what the world's liking. No.
You're getting too into it, mate. You gotta come back to reality.
Okay. We'll search for porn.
No searching. We're recording. Don't be searching for anything.
No, I'm not searching for anything. This came up. This was an Aussie Man Reviews. Okay, he posted it, so I didn't need to go searching for it.
Perfect.
Yeah. So my browser history is clear, and I think that's probably enough Pornhub for just if there's ever such a thing.
We're getting a bit sweaty.
I'll skip into just one of our headlines that I didn't really read too much of the story because the headline was so
Drink.
good. Do you know Thomas? It's actually a sad story. Blind bisexual goose named Thomas spent 6 years in a love triangle with 2 swans. He helped raise 68 babies and died at 40. That was the headline. That's a hell of a headline. It's a long one. I'm assuming that this was an online headline. This is not written in the sun.
They didn't have to pay for the column inches on that.
No, but it was a good link from Pornhub threesomes to bisexual goose. What else are we talking about, Rick?
God. Did you see the... Seamless. Brilliant. Did you see the story of the San Francisco man who was taking a shit in the middle of a supermarket?
I scour the news for people shitting. I missed this one.
You didn't see it?
No, I didn't see this one.
The guy was taking a dump in an aisle of Safeway in San Francisco.
Which aisle? It's important.
It was the canned goods.
The nappies? Oh,
I actually believe it was the canned goods because it shows there's a picture of him with toilet roll and it's terrible. Anyway,
you're not meant to use stuff until you pay for it. I often crack open a can before I I'm waiting in the aisle.
How do you put that through the cashier?
I always get in trouble.
But what was even more interesting was that it turns out that San Francisco has a real problem with human feces. There's been over 25,000 complaints in 2019 about human feces on the streets and in areas where people are walking around.
25,000 in 1 year.
25,000 in 1 year.
Quick bit of math. Somebody else do it. That's a lot per day.
That's a lot. That's a lot of poop.
I wonder if that 25, there's got to be a link to homelessness and drug use.
There is.
I would imagine.
I think so too, but they've even set up a poop police to make sure that people were not defecating on the sidewalks and stuff like that, and they've upped the amount of times that they've had to power wash the sidewalks and stuff.
That's a crap job.
Hey!
Yeah, but people that I know that live in the Bay Area, they say it's getting, not necessarily, they've not been oh, Alan, you don't know how much human shit is everywhere. It's more the prices. It's just astronomical now. It's the house prices are just going through the roof. So I think people are probably rentals going through the roof. So if you want to stay in San Francisco,
you have to shit in the street.
You have to shit in the street. The living wage is it's unobtainable for a lot of people. And from what used to be a very in the 60s hippie fun, free loving kind of place.
To
it's
the
just
.com boom and
now it's just an incredibly difficult place to live.
Yeah, I think the headline is really kind of sensationalized or sensational, but what comes after it, 25,000 in 1 year. It's just an enormous amount of complaints. I wonder how many a normal city gets. You know what I mean? If you go to Dublin or Glasgow or Edinburgh or whatever, London, what is the amount per year of complaints? It's 25,000 seems really high.
Who's going around deciding if it's a human shit or a dog shit?
Do they look different?
So from all our listeners around the world, please Google your local city and find out what's your problem like.
What's your human feces problem like? We want to know.
We want to know. Pay attention. We'll keep a track.
That
through
came
2020.
from Con 4 or something, which was a local news organization in San Francisco.
Well, Las Vegas are also having a problem.
Well,
recently. It's not a shit problem.
Strippers unionized?
No. Someone has been going around putting cowboy hats on the pigeons.
Oh.
It's amazing. So I've seen a couple of photos. I don't know if you've seen this. I don't have any more to say other than that.
Other than cowboy pigeons?
How are they
getting?
I guess the pigeons are probably quite tame. You give them a fry and you grab them, stick a little cowboy hat on them, let them go. Are you gluing the hats on?
Yeah, exactly. Are you gluing it? Or is it a little elastic around his little beak?
You got a little hot gun on there. Either way, guys,
it seems a bit wrong.
It's animal cruelty and it's wrong. But I'd love to live in a world where through choice, pigeons wore cowboy hats, where
Well-
it was consensual, where they're like, hey man, I love the look of, maybe even little cowboy boots.
Well, if it was more the norm, maybe the pigeons would feel okay to do it. But now we're just like, oh my god, pigeons wearing cowboy hats.
Well, let's wait and see. Maybe the pigeons wearing cowboy hats are gonna get some of that
Yeah. Okay.
some of that tail more so than the ones that are. Oh shit!
Outlaws.
The wine's kicking in.
Did you see Tesco cancel their contract with a Chinese card making company?
Yes, I did see
You did
this
see-
one.
Oh, is this one that you have also? Or
I
not?
do not, because it's depressing. But on you go.
Oh, it's not that depressing. It's not.
No, child labor's hilarious.
Oh, I thought that they wrote "Merry Christmas" in it.
Oh no!
No, I'm
Well,
just
maybe
fucking-
it's
I'm just fucking with you. No, it's pretty depressing. So where Tesco were selling this specific type of Christmas card, and one lucky buyer bought a bunch of them, was sending them out to people, and in one of the Christmas cards it was already written on.
I think it was a young girl. No, it was like a little.
I didn't.
That was
doing the
that
right.
found it.
Oh, okay.
So she found
Okay.
it, and yeah.
But it says it said on BBC that that the Christmas card that was written on said, "We are foreign prisoners in Shanghai Qingpei prison, forced to work against our will. Notify a human rights organization." That's fucking crazy stuff, man.
Yeah, I think.
Especially at Christmas. You sure they weren't elves?
Was it written in
Was the
reindeer blood?
Was the CEO Sinterklaas?
I don't know how to turn this around to make it joyful.
There's no joy out of this. It's fucking crazy.
We're
country at the
all
moment.
selfish.
Yeah,
Like,
we're still gonna buy it.
yeah, shit, man.
Yeah.
I
this
do
is
try
not
to-
this is not the first note to come out though. Like, there's been
No.
notes in toys and stuff like that in the past. But you wonder, like, the person who writes the note, are they able to trace it back and bust that single person, or does everyone get punished for this?
Yeah, I mean, essentially, I wonder what Tesco's going to do. Are they going to, like, actually investigate it, or are they just going to cut ties? They immediately cut ties.
They immediately cut ties.
Are they going to actually do? Are they going to, like, phone up Steven Seagal and Chuck Norris and be like, "Hey guys, we've got a mission for you,"
Yeah.
and they're in their slippers, going, "All right, thank goodness." Like,
Chuck, you're gonna need to reassemble all the Navy SEALs that you know.
yeah, the dirty.
But they're in their 60s now.
We'll get the Dirty Dozen back together. It's a suicide mission. They all head out. So there. One way. So I've been like brainstorming ways that we can finance Celts in the Caribbean.
Okay.
And I think I found our money pit until 2030. Not a money pit. That's how you like piss money. Is Celts in the Caribbean is currently a money pit, but until 2030, we will. Have you heard of the Earthshot Prize?
No.
I'm not surprised. It just got set up. So it's William and Kate of the royal family have
Okay.
set up the Earthshot Prize. There's going to be 5 winners per year. So that's tons from 2021 through 2030. I think as Celts in the Caribbean, what we're going to do is get together and win this prize.
What do we need to do?
Well, essentially, it's like for an organizations that are making the world a better place. So for 2021, we've got our mission. We're going to go.
Boom.
We're going to go and liberate the Chinese elves that make the Christmas cards.
Okay.
William and Kate will. They're probably listening to the show, I'd imagine.
Yeah, Kate messaged the other day. She was taking care of the kids, or no, she had given them to the wet nurse. But
Yeah.
you know,
She was off her tits.
She
I'm
was
glad somebody else was.
she was
looking
thinking
after
of taking
tits.
care of the kids at that point, and
Off her tits.
Hey!
Unintentional.
and yeah, she said we are rocking it.
Great. Okay. Fantastic. So, William and Kate, or Bill and Kate, as I like to call them, I don't. We're in for the Earthshot prize. We're going to assemble Chuck Norris, probably Steven Seagal. We did watch The Irishman recently, so Pesci, I think you can still... You're in, but I think Bob, best just stay at home.
I think you just insult too many people.
Yeah, just... Like...
No offense, Robert.
Yeah. No offense, Rob.
Yeah.
You'll be alright.
You had a good...
On that note, I was reading the Philadelphia Voice this week, which I read every morning, as you know, on the toilet.
Yep.
And
with your coffee?
With my coffee in a Mars bar. In Pennsylvania, 2 teens, actually 3 teens, but
pencil in Pennsylvania. Okay, I like how it started.
I think I stuttered.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's just Pennsylvania.
I am so sorry for teasing you about your stutter.
In Pennsylvania, 2 teens have been charged, a 17 and 18-year-old, and a third, I think, is on the loose, after covering 2 cars and a house with slices of cheese. Which
that is brilliant.
Amazing. Good on you, lads.
Do you know what would have been even better? If they broke into the car and turned on the heating. And he just melted it all over the fucking car.
That would have been amazing. But I kind of like that that's just... It doesn't really hurt it. Well, it's going to be a pain in the ass to clean up. But it's not too offensive. But I do like the Philly Voice reporting. Okay? So their final paragraph here, after they analyze this heinous crime of putting some cheese slices
Philly
on the
cheese something.
Yeah, so I think who's this?
I'm not quick enough with...
this is Adam from the Philly Voice. Is like he's obviously wanting to be an investigative reporter and is looking for bigger things, because his final paragraph is, the average car ownership in Girard, so this is the place in Pennsylvania that got this heinous crime, according to the census data, is 2 cars per household, and the home ownership rate is roughly 67%. So if some teams were simply out throwing cheese around one night, this was at least a cheese-related prank representative of the demographic.
You lost me a long time ago there.
So I said...
Story.
Yeah. It's a great story that he's made incredibly boring. He's essentially saying that, like, this town, it's 2.4 kids. If you were to go around and just randomly throw cheese everywhere, you've hit the average on the head of, like...
Oh, no way.
2 cars, 1, and a house owner. He's made a great story, exceptionally boring. Adam.
Was that on Pornhub this year?
In
2 cars, 1 easy
statistics
cheesy
of
slice?
like the most likely place to throw your easy cheese. Cheese and peas.
Oh,
Cheesy
man.
peas.
I like that story. It was nonsense.
Yeah, it was like quite similar to
all the rest of the shit. Did you see?
you go.
Did you see the smoking driver who blew up his car?
Yes, I did. That was on my list. That was a great one.
Yeah.
What happened, Ewan?
Well, he had an excessive use of air freshener and then sparked up a cigarette.
Don't we all?
How bad was his fart? How bad was it that he had to be like, I gotta empty this entire canister?
It does, like, it was a male driver. There's no females in there. So why was he using so much air freshener? That is the conundrum.
Boy racers have the cleanest cars. Fact. Full of fucking air fresheners, everything. It's crazy.
Did you see the photo?
But it's normally like pints. Yeah.
It was a decent explosion. It wasn't just like a little poof, like when you're like lighting fire into
it blew
a
out
Lynx
the
thing.
It blew out the windscreen, the side windows. It seemingly like vacuumed the metal in the car.
It
it
buckled his door.
Yep. It blew out windows in local buildings.
And he
was a real...
Oh, it hit local buildings?
Adjacent buildings. Windows
This
were
was
broken.
in West Yorkshire, so not saying anything about the quality of your windows down there. That was not a link to anything.
But by gum, that was...
By gum. Wurzel Gummidge was shocked. Is he from West Yorkshire?
I have no idea.
No, Scooby-Doo. I missed him.
Oh, there's a new one coming out, actually. With Mackenzie Crook.
I don't know who she is.
The Office. Gareth.
Oh, okay. Great. Yeah. Oh, that's some good casting.
Yeah, it's good casting.
All right, we're in we've hit 54 minutes, probably a little bit longer because we've not done our intro yet. Let's do some Bon Air news. I meant to talk about this last week. So a few weeks ago, we were talking about the most Bon Air headline that we could possibly have was the police officers who drove into a donkey. They had their training. Remember that one?
No, I don't.
No, we must have done it late on. So I could probably just talk about these over and over again. But this week, I couldn't find the actual headline again because I was going to read it verbatim. But we needed to get Agatha Christie involved, or Hercule Poirot, because there was some crazy shit going down in Bon Air. Somebody had their goats stolen.
Oh, no way.
3 of them.
Fuck.
But don't get too upset. They
ended up in a stew.
No, probably, but they were actually found. So the police managed to stop a truck that had 3 goats in the back. So I guess whoever's goats got stolen instantly reported them, and they stopped the truck. The 3 goats were in the back. The goats were saved, and everything was fucking hunky dory.
That is brilliant.
So yeah, I don't know if we threw down the tire busters,
the stingers.
The stingers blocked off Playa. Okay, nobody move. Everybody,
there's a goat missing.
There's a goat missing. Actually, we did go. So goat stew is a big thing on Bon Air, and goat milk. I don't know. Actually, that's not a thing.
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
yeah, it
goat
is.
cheese. That's delicious.
Yeah.
But so where I walk my dogs is on a little bit off the beaten track. We just take them down, throw his tennis ball. It is a site where unfortunately there's sometimes a bit of fly tipping and crap getting thrown in there. I found an illegal pile of conch, which is a protected species on the island, and unfortunately they were there. But yesterday I was walking down and there was a 3-kilo bag, a massive bag of just iguana heads and iguana feet. It was disgusting. So I think it's maybe a Christmas barbecue's happened or something.
Well,
but there must have been maybe 10, 15 the big iguanas. And the smell was horrendous. There was a swarm of flies. And
when we moved into our old house, where we just moved from, it was a few years ago. We hadn't had an oven in a year. So I said, Suze, I'm going to make a lasagna. So it's celebrating by making a lasagna. So made the lasagna. It took ages because the oven was terrible. And in the meantime, the neighbor was like, do you want some soup? Welcome to the neighborhood. Do you want some soup? We said, yeah, cool. So she came over with a punnet of soup, so I gave her some lasagna. She looked at me like I had 2 heads. Because she's like, what is this shit? And I got a baki of soup. It was iguana soup. Really tasty. It was really good.
Was it quite bony? Or I've not...
It's really bony, but they do, they add different broths to make it taste better, I think, or to have a taste. So they add chicken broth to it or whatever, and it's like a chicken soup, and the meat is pretty good. So we're going through it, and I get to this little hard ball, and I'm like, oh, what's this? Sue's like, eat it.
Is this our testicle story?
This is
No, it
isn't. No, it's not. No. So I'm like, oh, it looks like an egg. She's like, eat it. It was in my teeth for a minute before I could even do anything. I was like, can I crunch it? And yeah, it was an iguana soup with iguana eggs in it.
Oh, iguana caviar.
Yeah, so in it, we obviously I ate it, Suze ate it, and it actually was pretty good. And it felt disgusting. But
so your stories tonight have involved child labor and eating babies. That's quite.
What the fuck do you do with eggs? So we say to the lady, and she's like, "Oh no, they're iguana eggs. We had to find a nest first, and then the husband went, and he like puts his hand into the burrow, and he pulls out all the eggs. He had to find a pregnant or a mother iguana first. And so it's like quite the delicacy because you have to be able to find it.
Is there any iguana farms on Bonaire?
No, not that I know of.
I went to El Salvador and they have a lot of iguana farms there, and that's where I thought, I'm gonna if I'm in a country we want to try the local delicacy, so I was like, I'll try iguana, and then I went to the market to get some, and I was just like, I couldn't do it, man. I was like, I ended up there was a cage like full of like baby iguanas that were maybe like 12 inches long, maybe like 8 inches long, and they would just skewer them and put them on the barbecue, and it was like $1. And they were just so cute. I ended up buying one, and I was like, kept them as a pet. Yeah, I kept them for 3 days. Yeah. And like you just hang out on my shoulder, and I got the strangest looks because I was just wandering around, essentially having a hamburger on my shoulder.
Everyone's just sharpening their skewers.
He was awesome. I call him Lucky or La Fortuna, the fortunate one. I just feed him fucking lettuce and bits and pieces, and
that's pretty cool, man.
I was devastated. I was like considering smuggling him, like to try and get him home, and then I just like let him go in a forest, and I was just like, I was pretty devastated when I let him go. I was like, but I did research it, and they're not like bears and stuff. They can go. Everything's instinct. Like they're just left behind.
Of course.
There's no iguana school or iguana university where iguanas are trying to graduate
teach each other
before
to stay away from humans.
Yeah, or try to graduate before they're 10 years old.
I gave we have like accidentally kind of have a third car. And the third car is our old island car. It's like it's an old school kind of Jeep. Pepper. And a staff member needed to use it, so she's been using it for a couple of weeks now. And so she dropped it back yesterday. And it was just such a...
Did you have to use a lot of air freshener?
Yes. Yeah, no shit.
Oh, okay.
So no, I didn't. She did, but it's just so funny how it came back. So we're talking, and then she's like, "I'm really sorry, but I have to tell you that the goats have been sleeping on top of your car." I'm like, "Okay," and she's like, "So I got up one morning, and they were like, there was goats on your bonnet, and that was it. Oh, another Victor just died, and."
That totally did sound like that.
No, sorry. And then she's like, and then the next day I got up, and there was 2 goats lying on your roof, and this is a soft top, like, so the 2 goats were like sunning themselves on top of the samurai, on top of the roof, and it like pulled everything out. And she's like, "I'm so sorry. So they broke your roof?" No, I'm like, "Don't worry about it."
It's a soft top, no?
Yeah.
You should just make little like goat glory holes and then milk them.
Yeah, perfect. So
if you're gonna break my roof, I'm gonna get a little bit of benefit.
So like I'm like, don't worry about it, it's fine. And then she's just ready to leave, and she's like, "Oh, and there's just one more thing. Because your car's open, I did find a cat in there in multiple days, and it did piss everywhere." Oh like, my god!
Thanks for looking after my car so well that I gave you for free.
I don't give a shit. It's fucking hilarious. I wish she took some video of it. It's hilarious, man. Are you kidding? But she's like, here's
that's your Porn Hub search. Cats pissing in cars.
Here's some air freshener. I was like, thank you so much.
All right.
So yeah, island ship.
Don't light a cigarette, huh? All right, we're over the hour mark already, guys. Let's. Did you have a testicle story that you didn't manage to?
Oh, sorry. The testicle story did encompass the Striker Christmas party where they used the guy's balls as a punching bag. And spun them around the dance floor. I'll
write that down. I'll incorporate that into our title for this week's episode. I had a few things that I didn't get through. Sharon Stone got bumped off a Bumble.
Fucking right.
The real Sharon Stone, they thought it was a fake account, but she's managed to get reinstated.
Happy days. I bet she's going to get a lot of hits after that.
I know. And what else? Miss America is like, apparently the ratings for Miss America and Miss World have just been bottoming out the last few years. Bottoming out. And then but they're trying to revamp it and bring it into like the...
Are they going to go like X Factor route or something like that?
No, it's just going to be... It's no... They've got rid of the bikini stuff, so no more like based on like they're trying to move away from a sexual thing.
What's the point in that then?
Well, this year's winner for Miss America...
Aren't they just to be ogled?
Hopefully all our female listeners have stopped listening at this point. But yeah, so this year's winner is a biochemist, and she won by doing an onstage experiment.
Oh yeah,
which was non-sexual.
Mentos in a Pepsi.
And I think that's our show for this week, guys. There's one thing. It's a bigger topic, and we'll leave it till next week. But so 2019 was the year of the flat earthers. 2020 is the apparently dinosaurs are not a thing, and we need more proof. There's no proof of dinosaurs, so we'll maybe discuss that next week of what a fucktard this gentleman is. But anyway, I'll leave you on fucktard, and yeah. Happy New Year again, guys. Thanks very much for joining us.
Good night.
Cheers. Good night.